When I was a little girl, I always had this sense that there was something different about me. I didn't have words for it, but it would come up in moments where I would have a big emotional reaction that nobody around me seemed to be having. Like, for example, for my 8th birthday, my grandma Mimi gave me the book The Secret Garden, and inside she put a ring with a turquoise birthstone in it. And so when I opened the book and I saw the ring, I started sobbing. And everyone around me was kind of laughing, like, oh, Mary Kate, that's so sweet. She's having an emotional reaction. And for me, it was confusing. Like, I think this is a really cool gift. I'm excited to read this book. I'm excited about this really great ring, and yet I'm crying. And I had these emotional responses throughout middle school and high school. And it wasn't until I was in college that I realized that there is a term for what I experience. It's called emotional sensitivity. In this video, you'll learn the foundational components of emotional sensitivity, and you may discover that you have the trait as well. My name is Dr. Mary Kate Ruhan. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I help emotionally sensitive people go from feeling overwhelmed to empowered by teaching therapy skills. As a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only. So if you are in need of support, please reach out to a treatment provider in your area to get the help that you need. So this term emotional sensitivity, what is it? Well, it essentially means that you feel your emotions more intensely for a longer period of time and more often. In other words, you feel harder, and oftentimes your feelings last for a really long time, and you have emotional responses in situations that other people may not really have an emotional reaction to. The term emotional sensitivity comes from dialectical behavior therapy, which is a form of psychotherapy that helps people to regulate their emotions and improve their relationships. So DBT says that some of us are born with this trait of emotional sensitivity, and we go through the world feeling our feelings a little more intensely or a lot more intensely than other people. Now, if we keep running into situations that tell us that our experience of the world is wrong or inaccurate or too much, that becomes really, really, really difficult, because over and over and over again, emotionally sensitive people are then told that they are too sensitive, or that they're overreacting, or that they're being too much, too dramatic, too childish. And that mismatch between how a sensitive person feels and what the environment is telling them they should feel can lead to some really, really, really painful beliefs. So, for example, emotionally sensitive people oftentimes believe that there's something wrong with them because so many times they were told that their experience of the world was inaccurate, that they shouldn't feel that way, that it's not a big deal, that they shouldn't still be angry, that they shouldn't still be sad. And so people who are emotionally sensitive oftentimes have lower self-esteem because of this history of chronic invalidation. When we are emotionally sensitive, it's really, really common to do lots of different things to try to stop from feeling so much. So we may overeat or undereat. We may use substances in a way that's not healthy. We may engage in cutting. We may lash out at people. We may oversleep. Anything that we can do to stop feeling so hard oftentimes can feel better in the short term than how painful it can be to sit with these intense emotions that we have been told are wrong. And there's some also kind of subtle, sneaky ways. So for example, if you're emotionally sensitive, you might people please because you know that if you're making everybody happy around you, then you don't have to feel the emotions that come up in moments of conflict. Because for you, if you're emotionally sensitive, the emotions that can come up in a fight or an argument are so intense and so painful. And so you'd rather just spend a ton of energy trying to please everyone around you so that you don't have to feel what it feels like to be in conflict. So being a sensitive person who's experienced a lot of invalidation can be really tough. The good news is that sensitive people have so many strengths. It is connected to your creativity and your compassion and your ability to connect with other people. And there are skills that you can use to regulate your emotions so that you don't have to feel like your emotions are in charge of your life. Yes, feeling intensely can be painful, and also feeling intensely can mean experiencing really significant joy or excitement. And so we want to do our best to learn to live with compassion around our sensitivity. You may even find that your sensitivity is one of your favorite things about yourself, especially if you have the tools to navigate the more difficult emotions. I think back on myself and the little girl that cried so hard because she got a gift that she loved. And I have so much compassion for her because she didn't know how to manage these big feelings. And now that she's gotten older, she's me, the adult, who's been through lots of school and therapy, and I really can see the strength that my sensitivity is. And I hope that for all of the feelers out there, that you can connect to the strength of this trait and learn the skills that you need to manage it in times where it can be a little bit more challenging. So feel free to check out some videos on the channel to learn more about your sensitivity, and I hope you have a lovely day.